Hello everyone, I'm Pudge007 and hold on, I'm getting a call, just a second. Colonel, this is Pudge007. Yeah, I heard about Resident Evil Village. I heard about those rumors about werewolves and things like that, and the supernatural and of the like, and it's gonna have Ethan in it again, and Chris is gonna be in there. He's gonna be roided up all over again. Yeah, the rumors were true. It can be. Oh my goodness. Well, it looks like the rumors about the village were actually true. I really thought that this wasn't actually going to be a thing, but it actually being called the village. But all the leaks that we've seen about this were true. When I saw this trailer that was coming out on the PS5 reveal that came out just a couple of days ago, I was just like, well, butter my biscuit and prove me wrong. So Resident Evil 8 should be coming out in 2021 for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, and on PC via Steam. So that'll be coming up to us soon. So I just want to go over a few things about the trailer that stuck out to me. So we'll watch a little bit of that in this video, just give you some insights about what stuck out to me. And then also some of the screenshots that were provided, the announcement screenshots, and some key art that was provided as well. So let's go ahead and get to it. Okay, so for this part of the video, we're going to be going through and watching, going through the trailer, making just some commentary and some insights about what I'm seeing along the way. Then I'll also pausing it at times just to point out a few things to you along the way. So let's go ahead and let's get started. Again, using the RE engine, no surprise there. And it's talking about his story comes to a close. Which story that is? Is that Chris? Or is that Ethan? Gosh, maybe it's Ethan. I don't know. Maybe we'll see. Maybe his character will really grow in this game. We'll see. But I have a feeling they're talking about Chris Redfield, especially with the cover art that's provided. It has a big picture of him looking kind of more sinister. So we'll kind of see what that's all about. So anyway, kind of my thoughts on that.
Long ago, a young girl went with her mother to pick berries for her father, who was hard at work.
Now,
But the
we've already seen this before.
Cold silence.
Seems like Mia's reading a story
Yet determined to
that
find the berries,
probably
the
will have some type of
Mother's grasp and vanished into
connection to the game itself.
Mother's worried cries faded fast as the girl
And
ran on,
Ethan's
over
gonna be
vine,
like,
under branch,
"How you reading that stuff?" Golly.
and into the forest deep.
What is it with that creepy story?
Ethan's voice.
It's just a local tale.
Maybe
You're
Mia.
really into that stuff?
Maybe.
Quit being so paranoid.
In first person perspective.
No, friendly.
Not really sure how Ethan, unless he just completely missed. Ethan should have been hit there, right? Who that guy is.
Who is?
Alright, now it transforms. I don't know if you saw that from there. From this part, and then went to, looks like it says cutscene, then went to gameplay right there. So you got first person perspective, and we know that. And you can see in that window right there, looks like you've got a werewolf type creature coming in to try to come and get you. It looks like that's what we're getting here. And then, of course, just a little bit later. Oh, come on. Right there. Same thing. You got that first person perspective and actual gameplay. That music picks up. I like that music right there. Okay, let me stop that right there just a second. All right. This part right here. Then this was a part, actually, this was shown here, but also was, so there's some cover art that was provided, or not cover art, or concept art that was provided from the special developer message from Resident Evil 8 that came after the trailer. And they talked about this image here and said, we didn't know if we wanted to show that, but we went ahead and did, and let your imagination run wild is what they said. So what this reminds me of, and I think for a lot of people too, reminds me of the D series thing that you get like the head and the arm to create a serum, an antidote that you give to either Zoe or to Mia. So whenever I played RE7, just disclaimer, I saved Zoe first. Mia I just wasn't having it with her, so I saved Zoe. Team Zoe, hashtag Zoe. But anyway, it reminds me very similar to that. So maybe another six, like Evelyn. That's the thing, the bioweapon that you defeat at the end of RE7. Evelyn was the E series, so maybe this is a new series like F series or something along the like, or maybe a mutated version of one of those series. So that's kind of what my thoughts are on what that possibly might be. I got like a castle type structure, Transylvania thing. Now, not really sure. It looks like possibly, it looks maybe that's Mia right there with the kids. So maybe Ethan and Mia have a child of some kind, and they will have some kind of the reason why things are going crazy. Maybe the child that they have, there's something that's going on because of that. So that's what it looks like. I don't know that for sure. It looks like Mia and possibly Ethan and Mia's child there. Okay, so again, strong RE4 vibes here, like the village in RE4, that going in through. Looks, of course, they're not effective with the Las Plagas. It doesn't seem like anything like that right now, but definitely a huge RE4 callback vibe from this part. Freaky woman. Looks like Mia to me right there. Right there. Looks really good. All right, now this is what I'm excited about that right here. We'll talk about that in a minute, but we've got actual, looks like there's going to be something. You can see the Umbrella Corporation again is at work in this area, so whatever's really going on, Umbrella looks like they're going to be behind what's happening. You've got different symbols. It looks like there's, just from looking at this right here, just screams puzzles to me. So it looks like getting back to some more puzzles. Which I'm excited about. I like getting had to figure things out in order to progress to the story. Things that aren't just handed to you to go from one point A to point B. So I'm excited about that. So it looks like this might be one of a puzzle that you have to solve or something in order to progress or to get something in the game. Mia there, find disease maybe. Now, this, I'm not really sure. So I've seen some things where that might just be one of the crazy, bad ladies in the game that's trying to get you. It has been speculated possibly this lady might be, because it looks like that you'll be having money, and it'll be a setup similar to maybe RE4. Maybe she'll be like a merchant type character. I mean, that's been speculated too, so that would be kind of interesting if she comes in and goes, "What are you buying?" That'd be funny. Anyway, so just a little speculation there. Now, here, huge Transylvania vibes. Not really sure about them, but like in that area, maybe some bats, white skin, maybe vampires kind of coming on in here, so maybe some Transylvania stuff. In this part, there's the werewolves. Now this guy right here, maybe that's another new antagonist, or maybe he's a merchant-like character. Who knows what this guy is too? So this guy looks very intriguing. Blood. I don't know if y'all noticed that or not. So this part right here, it looks like she is sucking the blood from the wrist of Ethan right there. So it looks like werewolves, vampire type creatures as well. And of course, Village. Resident Evil 8. My favorite part.
Chris? Sorry, Ethan.
Just so you know, if y'all didn't notice who that was, that's definitely Mia. Now, is that actually Mia? Some people are speculating maybe it's a clone of her. Maybe Chris that's doing this is a clone. Maybe it's not actually him doing this, or maybe it's some hallucination from Ethan. But I just gotta say, this is something, what Chris is doing here in this thing is what a lot of us wanted to do in RE7. I just want to let you know. So, Chris, I guess thank you. I don't know. But anyway, it looks like in this part, if this is real, then it looks like Chris is just pop-shotting the crap out of Mia.
Why?
So, Chris, are you bad? Are you not? Because Chris is definitely never usually bad. So, PS5, Xbox Series X, blah, blah, blah. And Steam. So those are my thoughts and things from the trailer. So let's go ahead and just look at some other screenshots that Capcom provided to us, and just a few other things that were shown from the special developer message. Alright, so here's some of the screenshots that were provided from Capcom, and this is just giving an overview, it looks like, of the village. It looks like you're going to have to go through a village in order to get to like this castle-like type area. You got a windmill here. Looks like this village you have to go through to get to this Transylvania type castle. Kind of what my guess is that when you're in the village, you got a lot of werewolves and stuff you have to get to, but you eventually get to maybe the masterminds of what's going on in this castle-like structure. And you can just see whenever you're looking at the looking at the picture, just the bitter cold that you can just sense just by looking at it. So when I remember from all the Resident Evil games, I don't think there's any that depicts cold quite like this. So this should definitely be new and interesting to see. Alright, so we already saw this with Chris. He's definitely looking bigger. They kind of went away from what they had in RE7. So whether if this is actually Chris or some were speculating maybe a clone of some kind or what's going on, we don't know. But this is, from what we know, this is what Chris will look like. Looks more like, again, like the RE5 and RE6 Chris that we got to know there. Just another close-up of the werewolf that we saw from the trailer. Very mean looking. Werewolf, I'm not really sure if it is, but very much looks like one. And again, just another look at what the first person view looked like. It looks beautiful. Looks good. We talked about that already. Again, we talked about that too, about what we think it looks like, something similar to the D series. Now this door reminds me a lot of a couple of the doors that you have to open in RE4. We have to get certain like Days of Animals or another like round type thing. It's almost like a combination of those two different types of doors that you have to fit in order to open certain areas. So definitely another place that's showing that puzzles and getting different items is going to have to be used in order to progress in the game, which that excites me, so that's good. And just here's a look into like a mansion. Like, I bet this is probably like what the cast, when you get into the castle, there'll be something like this, something like a mansion, and getting to explore a mansion like this in first person. I'm very excited about that. Again, you've got suits of armor, and just the architecture that you see definitely has those Romanian, Transylvania vibes to it. So, and then there's different places also in the trailer. You see this, you see the symbol even out in the when you're out in the, I guess, in the village, when you're not out where the castle is. So I don't know if that's gonna be something that you have to try to find in order to unlock things or something, but it seems like this symbol right here is going to have a theme of its own throughout the game. Just another area. It looks like the place where you saw the older man with the shotgun. Another image there that we saw in the trailer. And again, another good depiction of the bitter cold that you'll be going through while playing through Resident Evil 8. in some of the stuff from Capcom as well. They talk about the village itself being like its own character, having its own have a personality and things that you're going to have to get used to and maneuver in order to progress through the game. So just knowing that, just knowing that just the environment itself will be a challenge, that should be interesting and can make for some interesting jump scares and gameplay here in the near future. Looks like if you see here, this door, sorry, you can't see it. This door right here looks like it's the same door as right here. So it looks like this is the door that you have to unlock eventually, possibly to get into the main gate to get to where the castle is. So there's something that just kind of stuck out to me there. And here is the key art that was provided. Again, it looks like a Chris. Either he's looking like he's not sure what he wants to do, or he's already kind of fallen, maybe wants us to believe that he's fallen to the dark side per se. But it looks like Chris is going to have a huge part of this game, even though that you are playing as Ethan. Maybe you're playing as Ethan to learn more about Chris's story. Alright, this was a screenshot provided during the Resident Evil 8 special developer message. It just shows an inventory screen that you'll see while you're playing Resident Evil 8 The Village. And before we get into that, when they were talking about in their video, again, they say you'll be in first person, you'll be playing as Ethan. And the gameplay will lean a little bit more towards action as compared to Resident Evil 7. And it will be taking place several years after the events of Resident Evil 7. Alright, so what you're seeing here is the inventory screen. Looks like you have a briefcase. Very, very a big nod to Resident Evil 4 there, where Leon Kennedy has the briefcase, the iconic briefcase as his inventory screen in that iconic game. As you can see, he has a pistol type weapon, a Lemmy, a knife, ammo, health item. On the top left of the briefcase there of your inventory screen, looks like that's what shows what your health is. Looks like he's fine right now. And then another big thing, it looks like on the top right is your currency. And that currency, as you see, is lei, L-E-I, lei. And that is a Romanian currency. So it appears that when you're playing The Village, Resident Evil 8, the gameplay and the story will be taking place in Romania. So again, that's another big nod to possibly it being of a Transylvania type sequence, with the werewolves, look like vampires, like I said earlier, when you got to the castle there. So again, it looks like that the story would be taking place in Romania. Now, these were my thoughts and observations that I noticed when I was watching the trailers and seeing the screenshots and also this developer message. Those are the things that stuck out to me. So let me know what your thoughts are about Resident Evil 8. Again, it's been confirmed to come out in 2021. Let me know what your thoughts about it. Are you excited about it from what you've seen so far? Are you curious? Are you upset? I know that there's some that are kind of on both sides of the fence. It seems like a lot of Resident Evil fans, when they first saw it, they're like, oh man, it's not really what I was expecting, maybe not what I was wanting, but maybe your thoughts have changed over time over the last few days since it's been shown. So what are your thoughts? Be sure to put that in the comments section below. Again, if you want more Resident Evil 8 news like this one, be sure to subscribe to my channel and be sure to hit that bell to where it says all notifications so you don't miss anything. Again, this has been your host Pudge007, and I will see you in the next video.